This week on American Airgunner, the gang and I are headed down south for the Texas Airgun Show. We'll see some old friends, and I'll even get to shoot a 200-year-old air gun. We'll sit down at the round table to discuss big bore ammo right now on American Airgunner. All right, now I go to gun shows all across the country, and typically, I'll be honest, they're all kind of the same. But when my buddy Tom Gaylord calls and says, I'm having a gun show, we are here and we are excited.
We're in Poolville, Texas, and don't ask where that is because nobody knows.
I could use a pool right now.
And I got to tell you, Rossi, when we go inside, I'm going to show you the largest, most active airgun show that has ever been seen.
Really?
Yes. It's packed with people.
I can't wait.
And there's guns in there from the 1700s. There's guns in there you've never seen before. We've got all the major manufacturers here. Umarex is here, Air Force is here, Pyramid Air is here. All the big ones are here.
Wow.
It's
I feel like this is like SHOT Show of the airgun world.
Yeah, for the airgun world. Yeah, let's go take a look at some airguns, huh?
I'm ready.
Oh,
Let's do it.
Go.
All right, so I've been walking around this gun show and I've seen all the newest guns that are being debuted here because this is such a great air gun show. But now I found my man Larry Hanisch, and you have some of the oldest, if not the oldest guns, not only here, but literally in the world. Am I right?
Pretty close. There's some old stuff here.
So I walked by these earlier and I was just looking at them. Explain these. What am I looking at? How do they work? Give me the rundown on these guns.
Back in the day, there were guys that wanted to have something more than the other guys, right? Something fancier.
Shocking, right?
Yeah,
guys trying to
exactly.
one up each other.
Try to show each other up.
They still did that in the 1700s too.
So they go along and they make a gun basically from scratch that looks just like a flintlock. You've got a flintlock power. You look, there's no touch hole. There's no way this can be fired as a flintlock, even though the gun itself cocks just like a flintlock would.
Okay.
It comes down, it would strike a spark, but there's no hole here. You can't load this with powder, it won't shoot. But when you let this down, there's a striker system that goes and it punches the firing pin down and it hits this ball. In the top of the ball, there's a one-way valve. Right inside there, if you can see it.
Okay.
That ball is pumped up.
This is pumped up.
That's a reservoir. It's called a reservoir. These guns are called ball reservoir guns.
Ball reservoir gun.
Makes sense, right?
Okay, sure.
That would go on there just like that. Okay, you take that thing, you pump it up.
Right.
Hundreds and hundreds of pump strokes, just like that. So once it's charged, you take this, and this has to be kept with you if you're going out in the field or on your horse or whatever.
Sure.
You take that out, and you put it back on the gun. You can see your firing pin right there.
Yeah.
As this thing would drop, that firing pin comes down and punches that and lets out a little bit of the air.
Okay.
You're going to get about 5 or 6 shots. Most of these are from, like I said, mid-1700s to 1830s, the latest one. This is an American-made gun, very rare.
Hey, America.
There you go. There you go.
1830. We were just getting started.
Yeah.
Now, do you specialize in the older guns? Do you prefer those?
I do. I have stuff up to World War II, but basically I love the older guns.
Okay. Do you shoot them?
I do. I do shoot. I got a gun here we may shoot later out in the range.
Really?
Yeah.
How old's it?
It dates from about 1800.
1800.
Yeah.
Can I be there for that?
Sure.
I'd appreciate it.
Tell me when. We'll be out there.
All right.
All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Great talking with you, man.
All right.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Well, hey, man.
Hey, Rossi.
What's going on?
Not much.
How are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Come on, bring it in. Oh, Rochelle, it's good to see you. You too. You know, I figured when Tom Gaylord called his buddies out, I thought it would be packed, but I mean, this is a little ridiculous, am I right? This is great.
This is phenomenal.
Is this all you?
This is all me up to here. I actually have a new target I want to share with you guys. I'm glad you're here.
New target?
Yeah, it's a new faceplate design.
World unveiling right now?
This is a world unveiling. It's actually for a special customer. It's a custom target. We've never done one like this before. Let me grab it. Hang on one second.
I'm excited to see it.
This is a one of a kind, first time out.
What? Come on. Are you kidding me?
I tell you what. You guys at American Airgun TV have done so much for the field target community and airgunning as a whole. This is a gift from us to y'all. And just to say thank you for the support you've been giving us and all the time and that y'all put out and the promotion that we've been getting from you guys.
Well, guys, I don't want to take up your time here. I just want to come by and see you. Scott, this is awesome. I can't get any better than this. We've peaked. We've peaked. There you go. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. There's plenty more from the Dallas Air Gun Show coming up a little later. But first, let's sit down at the round table because this week we're talking big bore ammo. American Airgunner is sponsored by Umarex, zeroed in. Pyramid Air, America's largest retailer of air guns. By Hot Sign, serious, solid impact. And by the Boot Campaign, awareness, patriotism, assistance. Hey, welcome back to another round table. I'm here with the cream of the air gun world. We have Rick Usler, our gun critic. We have Jim Chapman, our hunter. And of course, the godfather of air guns himself, Mr. Tom Gaylord. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Doing great.
Doing fine.
Good. All right, so today I see we've got food, we've got pellets, and that makes me think big bore ammunition.
Got it.
Yeah, buddy. Absolutely.
So I think that a lot of the questions we get is when to use, what to use, and how to use it when it comes to big bore air guns. And let's be clear, at what caliber do we start calling a gun a big bore?
Well, you know, for
Here
me,
comes the...
Right?
Tom and I have
the
had this
discussion.
discussion over.
Yeah, we have.
You know, I consider 40 and above big bore, and I consider the 30s to be mid bores. But there are a lot of 30s being made now at lower power, like 100, 120 foot-pound, and they're not appropriate for big game hunting. They're fine for predators, but not for big game.
So for today's sake, let's say we're gonna go 9mm and up. Sorry, 30s, you're out.
Big bore is anything that's not small bore in my book. Yeah. You got 4 small bore
Put them back up
calibers,
there.
and your 30s are big bore.
30 or back.
What we're really discussing is not the size of the bore, but rather the power the gun has. And our viewers have to understand, and hunters have to understand, it's power and not caliber that does a lot of the work until you get to a certain range of power, and then caliber starts taking over and doing more of the work.
Because only in the 30 and the 35 do you get an actual skirted pellet. So what is the difference and why should you go from a skirted pellet to a round ball to some sort of a mold?
First, I'd say here's a 177 pellet. That's what we're used to shooting out of our air guns. Here's a 35 caliber. I mean, that's quite a difference.
Yes, it is.
And this isn't exactly a 30 caliber, it's a 380, but there's a round ball. And you compare that to that pellet.
Right.
Okay, so obviously a large size difference. Which one's getting more penetration? Which one's getting better?
The round ball will give better penetration on game.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it's usually not between a pellet and round ball. It's usually between a pellet and a cast bullet.
Okay.
And it depends again on the game. If I'm going after larger game and I'm going to be shooting at longer ranges especially, then I'll go with the cast bullet every time.
Cast bullet, and these are the cast bullets we're looking at, right? So these are not pellets, they're not round ball, they're actually cast. Basically what would be in a firearm.
There's your 30 cast bullet.
Okay. All right, so you prefer this for when?
If I'm going to be reaching out further and if I'm going after bigger animals.
Okay, so cast bullet for bigger animals and distance, round ball for more penetration and closer.
Again, round ball I kind of lump in with the cast, but pellets are where I'm going after still bigger game but closer. Because these don't have a ballistic coefficient as good as the bullet, so they don't carry as far.
They look like a badminton shuttlecock, and they start out fast and slow down fast.
Okay, so something we've talked about previously, if you're doing some sort of hunting, but you want to kind of minimize possible damage in your environment, then something like this is good.
Right.
So this is great use for application. I want to go to you as a person who tests a bunch of guns with different ammunition. What do you see is the most consistent, let's talk like with accuracy, stuff like that?
Big bore, I'm looking at the 30 and 35s. The guns that I've been shooting are not the 180 pound or foot-pound gun. They are the 100, 120, and those I've always found the pellet to be the better option, to be more accurate option, or the appropriately sized round ball. And depending on what the bore of the rifle is, you find the right one and just stick with it. Round ball, I
So
found,
even within a 357 or 9mm caliber gun,
they're all over the place. Yeah. No, and that's actually why the pellet I think is really the universal go-to, because it expands when you hit it with that air. The skirt will expand somewhat, and these are a little bit oversized to begin with.
Okay.
They're more forgiving.
So let's jump ahead. Let's move up to the 45s and above, because at that point you lose the pellet and it's either
It's a bullet.
molded or bullet essentially, or a round ball. So where would a round ball fit into this scenario?
Round ball,
Closer to the bullet than it would, to the shorter bullet than it would to the larger.
So again, if you're dealing with flat and predators.
And I've taken actually a lot of wild boar with round ball. Here's the thing with big bores that we haven't touched on yet. I mean, and we were all at the SHOT Show. The number of big bores coming out to the market is just exploding.
Yes.
And part of the reason are more states are adding laws that allow you to hunt with them. More mainstream hunters are seeing the use of these, and they want to try it.
And affordable.
And you're
too.
starting to see people come over from archery. So, especially as a guy gets older, you know, holding that 50-pound bow at a long draw while you're in the high seat, waiting for the animal to get to the right spot, it's a little bit more challenging, whereas that air rifle, you can just hold it there.
And you're still getting that kind of up-close hunting experience, the
And
the
you
black
actually,
powder
you
and
extend
bow
your
hunting.
range.
You have to hunt, you have to get in close, you have to use your field craft to get in on the animal. You have to really be a good hunter.
Well, and you're really good at it, which leads us to the snack that's in front of me. This is what? What is it? What am I looking at here?
Actually, this was a sow. We took two big pigs. One was 160 and one was 205 pounds.
What'd you think?
Anyway, we shot these pigs and brought them back, had it processed, and we've got some really good sausage here. Want to try it?
I'm getting hungry.
Gentlemen, this is the whole reason we shoot. I don't need a fork. This is why we use and discuss the guns and the ammunition that we're talking about today, is for this right here, to get this incredible meat. Thanks, buddy. You taste amazing. All right, so we're here at the Godfather's Airgun Show down here in Fort Worth. So I found the Imrod Air P12 22 caliber. I mean, this thing is tight, compact, and sweet. I'm gonna show you how to shoot today, boys.
No,
You're gonna see my real skill come out. What do you got?
I got the Air Force Escape.
Oh, nice.
This is a hot gun. It's doing about 100 foot-pound and dead accurate. I've been hunting with this gun a lot, so I'll show you what shooting is.
Godfather, what do you got over there, man? What's that, from like 1840?
Pretty close. It's 1954.
Okay.
This is an Egyptian Hakim. It's a training rifle from right after World War II. They had an 8mm military rifle, and they bought these from Germany to train with.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot it, and of course I'm going to put all of you away.
Well, of course.
Yeah, well.
Kreiner, what is? I already know what it is, and I love everything about it. Tell me, what do you got?
For this shoot, I wanted one of the most innovative, cool-looking air rifles that actually performed at the show.
Yeah.
The Crossman Bulldog.
Yeah.
5-shot clip, 145 grain bullet. I'm getting like 170 foot-pounds of energy here at the range with it. Dude, it's killer.
Boys, shall we do some shooting?
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, Jim, here we go, bud. Let's see what you got now. Good luck. Don't let us mess you up. No pressure.
No, not at all.
Hey, no pressure.
No pressure.
Okay.
I don't
Just
feel
gotta
any
shoot the
pressure.
target.
How?
Man, accurate.
That's got some pop for a
It
25, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you know, it hits hard, but man, it's accurate.
All right, one more. You got one more. Let's show us something special. Oh, you can't. I mean, Jim Chapman. Ice cold veins right there. Ice cold. Yeah. Speaking of Kreiner, let's see what you got there, big dog. Is this is like Hunter versus Hunter? I kind of like this, right? Whoa! Kreiner.
Right on the money.
That a boy. Kreiner. I like it. I like it. Performing under pressure. Tom always performs before scopes were invented.
That's because Tom is before scopes were.
There you go. So wait, now what is it? How'd you just cock it? What happened there?
That's an underlever.
All right.
Close it. Ready to go.
2001.
Rossi, I got a treat for you. I got a different gun. You remember Larry Hanish and his old big bore?
Yeah, he had the old.
Yeah, he's here. Let's get him over here and have him shoot.
Cool, Larry. Come on, Larry.
I talked about another type. This is a butt reservoir. A high pressure air is stored here. This is removed from the gun, charged up with air. What we're going to do, we're going to put a 47 caliber round ball in there.
47 caliber.
154 grain.
This is a big bore.
It's a big bore. Yeah. The original big bore, not the newfangled copy.
Okay.
You're going to shoot it like this position, so your middle finger, whatever finger is going to keep the breech all the way.
I got to hold it close.
Okay, get in there.
Tom, is this safe?
It's safe for me.
Far enough back.
All right.
Years ago.
There we go.
Aim low, foot low.
Oh!
Woo!
That has a bark. That's solid.
Yeah, it does. How old is this?
Couple 100 years old, 200 years old plus.
Man, that's awesome. Tom, get in here, man.
Doggone right.
Aim a foot low from what you want to hit, I would say.
Boy, that thing has got a bark.
Boy, that is
Awesome.
fine.
That's fantastic.
And it's almost as old as I am.
That's why you're the Godfather.
Where do I buy one of these?
Larry,
Larry?
thanks, man. I appreciate you letting us shoot this. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that a gun made that long ago still works that well is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, I still got another gun. We got to run through, guys, before we get out of here. All right, boys. As much as I love the round table, is this better or what?
Holy
See, boys?
quiet.
Woo! That is
You
nice.
hear when that thing goes?
I know, right?
When you're hunting, it comes back quiet.
How's
you
the
see what it
trigger?
does.
It's smooth, a little two-stage, nice and smooth. This gun is awesome. I love this thing. Next week on American Airgunner, talking about pre-owned air guns, Rick is back with another gun review. And you guys remember Philip from the NRA Museum? Well, we had so much extra footage, we just had to bring you back for some more. So get out your history books. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. My question. Whoa, what are you doing? Why do you get to shoot?
So I was shooting the gun before.
Yeah, here we go, boys. So we got. I'll get you here. Odd or even. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Come on!